One of America's newer racetracks, Iowa Speedway, is located in Newton, Iowa, and has been in operation since 2006. The 7/8 mile oval was designed and built under the auspice of NASCAR champion Rusty Wallace at a cost of approximately $70 million. The D-shaped oval is patterned after Richmond Raceway, the scene of some of Rusty's greatest successes during his career. Purchased by NASCAR in 2013, Iowa has a seating capacity for more than 30,000. Together with a unique multi-tiered RV viewing area along its 869-foot backstretch. The track hosts NASCAR Xfinity Series, Craftsman Trucks, ARCA Series events annually, along with IndyCar Series, Firestone Indy Lights, and in 2024, NASCAR came back. Cup Series got a date. If you build it, they will come. It's race number 3 of the LSR Truck Series, and it's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Iowa Speedway Round 3 of the Lonestar Racing Truck Series. 125 laps the race distance tonight, qualifying just about wrapping up here at the Speedway. 90-degree track temp, 78-degree air temp, 64% humidity, cloudy skies, and somewhat breezy at 12 miles per hour. Fuel capacity at 45%, and only one set of tires over the wall. Drivers going to have to work hard this evening to take care of the Goodyears underneath them. Some drivers just about done. Actually, everybody largely completing their qualifying attempts here this evening. Ernest King, Tim Darby have yet to take the green flag. And with about 25 seconds officially left in the session, it looks like Joshua Sisk is going to be in line for a pole position this week. Sisk picking up the first 2 wins on the season. Looking for 3 in a row. 15-car or 15-truck field this evening. Plenty of room for more drivers, folks. If you're out here watching this and you're on the iRacing service and you're interested in jumping into a great quality league, these guys are decent, they're quick, they're safe. That's the biggest thing to it, is they take care of each other. Haven't had a ton of wrecks in this series, so that's something to look forward to. A lot of guys don't like running officials. They want to come over and run the leagues. This is a good one. It's our 4th season broadcasting for LSR in this truck series, as well as other events throughout their lineup of drivers. So you can trust them. If you're interested, come out, touch base with Kevin Grettenberger, Sean Roberts, or even us here at the channel. We'll get you in touch with the right people. Enough of my chit-chat, though. Let's take a look at our starting grid on the pole position with a lap time of 23.323 seconds. It's the 6 of Joshua Sisk. Connor Leach will start to the outside. He's a teammate of the number 6, 55 thousandths shy of the pole position. Another Skunkworks driver, the 3 of Skylar Harrod, will start 3rd. Derek Welch rolls from the 4th spot. Sean Roberts will roll off 5th. Matt Sisler in P6. Kevin Winker will start from the 7th spot with Brian Shepard to his right elbow in the number 88. Row number 10, it's Ken Couch and David Hunter. Row 11, Mike Ziegler and Randy Coaching. Starting 13th is Chris Goins, back helping out again, and Ernest King will start 14th. 15th on the field, it'll be the 13 Prestige Worldwide entry of Tim Darby. It's your starting grid here from Iowa Speedway. We'll be rolling momentarily. Field still sitting on the starting grid here. Usually a 2-minute grid. We do have one driver still yet to park his vehicle on the grid. It looks like that's going to be Matt Sisler. Still washing his hands from his pre-race potty break. Come on, Sisler, let's go. There he goes. Number 93 just jumping in. Next week, guys, we've got Watkins Glen International looking to turn right and left for race number 4. Sisk is going to go to the back here, his win penalty. I think Zach Millett will actually be in the car next week here at the Glen. He's going to be our full-time in-race reporter. We'll have an open mic the whole time. We got some other drivers that might be coming over from the Spark Truck Series that we broadcast on Wednesday nights. Speaking of Zach Millett, we've got that S4 guy in the chat, as well as Tom Janikowski. Thanks for at least checking in, guys, and saying hello. So with Sisk going to the back, it's going to move the 3 of Skylar Herod up into that pole position. Again, the inside line just gets a whole row moved up. They don't move things around too terribly. We got the tower operator in the chat. Hashtag Winker Nation. I think tower operator's name's Bruce, if I remember correctly. Pace car is in. Barney with the green in hand, waiting to get the word to throw it. There it is, green flag. We're racing from Iowa. Herod and Leach side by side through 3 and 4. How quick the laps are completed here at Iowa. First lap in the books. Leach leads it back to the stripe. A 28-second lap. Just going to get faster as we loop back around at full speed. Leach, the 71, out in front. Off turn number 2. Skylar Herod runs second. One car in the wall. That looks like that might have been Derek Welch. One truck, that is, and it is the one truck. Matt Sisler jumps to the inside for that position. Not able to get too far out in front of the one. In fact, has to tuck back in. Welch maintains the 4th position. Sisler up 1 in P5. Kevin Winker up 1 in P6. David Hunter up 3 in 7th. Randy Coaching up 4 in 8th. Ken Couch maintaining 9th spot. In the 10th position is Ernest King. He's up 4 positions. Oh, one car out of shape off 2. Jumps way down to the bottom of the racetrack. That might have been Ken Couch. Not sure. Maybe Randy Coaching. Hard to say. Missed it. But it doesn't matter. We got a battle up front here. We were 3 wide for a moment. 33 is Sean Roberts jumping up the middle of the pack through these cars. Sisler and Welch side by side by side. 3 wide into 3. Leach continues to lead. Herod still second, but Sisler up to 3rd. Try to apply some pressure to the 3. He's way down to the bottom. In fact, left side's just a tick below the yellow line. That's allowed, though you might not want to do it too much. Continuing to watch the fight. Welch is on rails on the top side. Taking a step back into why you don't want to go too far below that yellow line. Like I said, it is fair game. It is part of the, quote, racing surface, though Chase Elliott might argue the point. But you get the left sides below that line on the flat, the apron of the racetrack, it really helps the truck rotate. The problem is sometimes you get more than you bargain for and the truck wants to go all the way around. So you got to be careful. You can utilize it if you're smart about it. But if you get greedy, you're going to find yourself in a wall. Leach still leads, but Welch marching towards the front. He's just a half truck length off the back bumper of the 71. Herod now third. Sisler slips back to P4. On board with Skylar Herod, drives it in deep into 3. Thought he was going to make contact with the 1. Gets on the binders enough. A little loose on exit is the 3. Big bump there in the middle of 1 and 2. Now Sisler jumps to the inside. He wants that third spot. Herod's going to have the run down the short straightaway on the backstretch. Zach Millett in the chat says, I can smell DW's right front tire from Florida. The point that Zach's trying to make there is Welch is running awful hard here early on, but so is Connor Leach, so is Skylar Herod. They're all running very similar lines here, but the harder you run, the more you're going to burn up that right front tire. You got to be careful. Honestly, I think Sisler might be in a worse predicament here as he's on the bottom. His steering angle a little bit stronger here as far as the input he has to put into that wheel, which means he's putting more force on that right front than everybody else up top side. Working out for him for now, though. Sisler third, trying to take second from Derek Welch. Welch trying to make the move for the race lead there. Jumped to the inside for a moment. At least took a peek inside Connor Leach. Sisler, though, on the attack. Gets a nose out in front of Welch. Now they're back in 3 and 4. Welch drops to the bottom of the racetrack. And Sisler gets the second spot. Crossover coming from Derek Welch. Welch didn't have the pace to get back to the inside, but certainly thought about it. Loses about a truck length now. Still maintaining third. Drives it way deep into turn number 3. Sisler about a truck off the tailgate of the 71 as they're back to start finish. Sisler makes the move in the lead. Slide job in front of Connor Leach, but Connor Leach crosses him back over. Leach gets to the inside, back into turn 1. Now Sisler running the high line, not where he wanted to be. That's not where he's been running. But Leach gets the spot back. Clear the 93 into turn 3. Good battle here at the front of the field. Welch gets the wall off too once again. He's got trouble coming. Skylar Herod all over the back bumper. Takes a look now to the inside. Welch may lose the third position in a lap or so if he can't find a better way around. Herod running fourth. Winker fifth. Welch might have found something as he starts to put some more distance on the 3. Herod switching up his lines as well, trying to find a faster way around, see if he can reel in the 1. So your top fives: Connor Leach, Matt Sisler, Derek Welch, Skylar Harrod, and Kevin Winker. Ken Couch runs back in the 6th position, up 3. Joshua Sisk, it says he's down 6, but remember, he put the truck on pole position, had to go to the back, start from the rear, so he's having a strong run here up into the mid-pack portion of the field. Ernest King in the number 24 truck to the outside of Randy Coaching. This is 8th and 9th. Brian Shepard in the number 88 truck runs 10th. Sean Roberts is 11th in the 33. Was running up towards the front. Has fallen quite a bit, down 6 positions from the start. Chris Goins, another late ad. Running in the 12th spot, likely with no practice. Chris usually doesn't get home until just before we go green. Don't think he even made a Q run. Again, much appreciated the help Chris has provided coming here and just being an entry in this series. Been a little hard to get some drivers out here, but take anybody that we can get at this point. Chris is a good ad. He's been in the top 3 every race he's run so far, but as it stands now, running 11th. David Hunter in the 80 truck. Mike Ziegler runs 14th in the number 29 Toyota. And Tim Darby runs 15th. Meanwhile, back out front, Leach still has the race lead. Sisler, though, not giving up. So far, so good on these set of tires. The problem we're going to run into is, again, we talked about this in the open, only one set of tires over the wall. So they get one set to start the race on, which are relatively fresh. I believe they're the same tires from qualifying, so a lap or 2 at most on them. But they got to carry this set all the way to at least, I'd say, lap 60, lap 65 in that range. Tim Darby slow on the racetrack. Don't know if this is going to bring out a yellow or not. Take a look at the replay here. Darby. Real loose off turn 4. Dirt track in that thing. Didn't overcorrect. Did a good job to keep it from going up the racetrack and into the wall, but has a little off-road excursion through the infield grass, and he's going to get the inside pit wall. No real traffic to speak of behind him at the time, so it does not bring out a yellow, thankfully. Back out front, Leach and Sisler still 1-2. Sisler drops it down to the bottom of the racetrack, going for the race lead once again. Doesn't have enough to get around or get clear, has to go back in behind. Ken Couch on pit lane. Now, at a 45% fuel load, this could be the near end of the fuel window for these drivers. Interesting that they'll set them up with such low fuel with only one set of tires. It's really going to force these guys to conserve. And of course, no tire change. Oh, but Couch jumps out of the race truck. Might be calling it a night. Leach and Sisler kind of in their own world. Got 2+ seconds from the rest of the field. Meanwhile, Derek Welch in pit lane. Welch comes to a stop. Fuel only for the one. He's down and away. 8.6 seconds of fuel. So now the question is, oh, Sisler takes the race lead as Leach comes to pit lane. I was just going to say, now it's just a matter of when do the leaders pit, and the answer is now. Skylar Harrod in the pits, Kevin Winker, David Hunter. Connor Leach from the race lead. Quick stop for Leach, 8 seconds. Sisler from the lead now. He hits pit road just one lap later. Not likely to see a huge differential in speed after these stops, especially if everybody just goes fuel only. Josh Sisk takes over the top spot in the meantime. Sisler down and away. 8.1 second stop. Chris Goins going to take over the top spot. So Goins right now, the race leader. When will he hit pit road? Might be this time. Indeed it is. Goins in the pits from the race lead. Leach will cycle back around and retake the top spot due to this pit stop from Goins. But he's still a ways ahead of the 71. I'm curious where Goins is going to come back out. .5 seconds of fuel for the 41. Leach takes over the race lead. Goins leaving pit lane right now. He's likely to be in the top 10 when this is all over, once he gets back up to race speed. So Goins will be 7th place. Back out front, it's still Connor Leach, Matt Sisler. They were pretty damn equal in and out of pit lane as far as their entry and exits, time in the box, and their time on the racetrack still stays about the same, maybe a little closer. Sisler drops it to the bottom of the racetrack yet again. Just about 2/10, almost 3/10, a little over 3/10. Better exit for Connor Leach as Sisler ran the bottom of the racetrack. I hear some drivers lift and coast already, trying to save some fuel. I think that may have been Brian Shepard. It could have been Connor Leach. In fact, let's ride on board, see who might be saving fuel. Well, Leach might be saving fuel, but he's not doing the lift and coast per se. Now on board, Matt Sisler. He's doing the lift and coast. That might explain why he was able to go with that one extra lap prior to making his stop for fuel. we watch the battle further back in the pack. Kevin Winker working around Ken Couch. Couch, however, running 15th, multiple laps down. He made his pit stop at about lap 34. He then got out of the race truck. I'm not sure what the reasoning behind that was, but comes back out, continues to turn laps here at Iowa, but multiple laps down. Now Josh Sisk running 4th, just ahead of Derek Welch. 13 of Tim Darby on the bottom of the racetrack, also 3 laps down. Oh, loose. Real loose is Darby. And there's the caution. Darby had some trouble off turn 4. We saw that earlier tonight. Previous incident didn't bring out the yellow, where he went through the grass and got the pit wall. This time, little overcorrection off turn 4, and around he goes. This time there was traffic, though, so it brings out the yellow flag. Let's take another look at it. Just a moment ago. Yeah, you see that back end of the truck just step out. He's trying to drive into it, but then a little overcorrection, and then an overcorrect back the other way. Still locks it down, doesn't hit anything, doesn't get collected, so kind of a lazy spin here at start-finish, but it does draw our first caution of the evening just after pit stops have been completed. I don't know, I might expect to see these guys come down. I don't know if we'll see tires just yet. It's a little early, but you might see somebody top off for fuel. Matt Sisler's going to do it. Again, a small field tonight, 15 trucks. I don't see the benefit to stay out here. I don't know. I mean, track position's nice, but we're not quite halfway. Let's see if Sisler ends up taking any tires here. Still think it might be a little early for that if he does, but the temptation's always there. Yeah, fuel only for Sisler. It's probably going to be the call for everybody. Joshua Sisk in the pits. He did take fuel only. Interesting that Connor Leach stayed out, however. As being a teammate with Sisk, typically they all kind of work together on strategy. Leach is going to come down this time. I don't know if he'll get dinged for a penalty this time, because I think the lead lap cars need to pit the first time by once pits are open. Might get tail end of the longest line. We'll see. Again, not a big field, so this still could work out for Leach, even going to the tail end of the field. He's pitting 1 lap later. If I was Matt Sisler, I probably would have just come right back down and topped off, but hindsight 2020. $50 laps complete here from Iowa Speedway of 125 scheduled. Sisler's going to be the leader when we go back green. I think we have 2 wave-around trucks. It'll be Skylar Herod and Tim Darby. Tim brought out this caution. So once we get the 1 to go, the 3 and the 13 should get their wave around. So as soon as those pace car lights go out, see them loop back around. One driver losing connection there for a moment. Didn't catch who that was. They may pop back in, so you got to be careful for that. Might land on top of Derek Welch. Welch leaving some space. It might have been Chris Gones. Maybe it was Welch and he came back before I noticed. Either way, base car about to pull left down pit road. Barney with the green in hand. We're ready to go back racing.
Green.
Green flag back in the air. Back to start finish. Sisler leads the lap. Sisk runs second. Winker third. Welch fourth. Chris Gones fifth. Sisler already trying to save fuel. We heard him cut the engine into the corner. He's doing it again. I'm curious if Josh Sisk is doing the same. We'll ride on board and listen. Now, Sisk is still hammered down, just a different line than the 93. Meanwhile, Kevin Winker applying pressure to the inside of Sisk, down to the bottom. The 42 trying to attack to take that second position from Josh Sisk. Can't complete the pass, tucks in behind still. 1, 2, 3 at the front of the field, but now Josh Sisk applying pressure to Sisler once again. Sisk to the inside. A little loose on exit when he puts the power down. Sisk can't complete the pass either. Has to tuck back in and find another way. Sisler maintaining that top spot. Remember, these guys are doing this all still on old tires. So top three, it's still Sisler, Sisk, and Winker. Derek Welch still hanging tough in the fourth position. Previous leader, Connor Leach, relegated back to P5. His truck not seeming to handle quite as well on the older set of tires, but time comes, he gets to bolt that new set on. We might see that truck come back to life. Chris Gones now running in P6. He's picked up one since the restart. Battle for the lead once again. Josh Sisk to the inside of Matt Sisler. Through turns 1 and 2. Still alongside, not quite clear. Down the backstretch, they'll drag race into turn 3. Sisk might have to drive it in deep here. Sisler battling back. The 93 carrying that extra momentum on the high line, but still side by side. Neither driver able to clear the other. Great battle here from Iowa Speedway. 62 laps in, just about halfway here at Iowa. Sisk's trying to get back to the stripe first. It's not like the old days where you get bonus points and money for leading it halfway, but if they did, Sisler would have had it. Sisler and Josh Sisk still side by side for the top spot here at Iowa. Kevin Winker runs in the third spot, watching it all unfold out his front windshield. Sisler holding his own quite well here at Iowa. And Sisk abandons the attack once again. Or is he? Back to the bottom, still alongside? No, tucks in behind. Might step out again. 2 Toyotas at the front of the field. In fact, 4 Toyotas within the top 5. The only Chevy is Kevin Winker running there in 3rd. Still, this battle rages on. Sisk has to back off, cool those tires down just a bit, or making another go at it. 65 laps in, again past halfway. With that said, we will step aside. Real loose off turn 4 is Josh Sisk. He hangs onto it, might have scraped the right rear tail light on the safer barrier, but that is all. Didn't lose a whole lot of ground, if any. Maintains a truck length and a half between himself and Sisler as they continue to run down now the back straightaway. But as we were saying, we're going to step out, get a quick break out of the way. We'll go side by side so you don't miss a moment of the action. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Iowa Speedway, Josh Sisk, while in break, you saw the replay of it, took over the top spot from Matt Sisler and is now starting to drive away from the 93. It's just under a second at about 8/10 Sis continuing to lap around Iowa. 50 laps to go. Again, Sisler second, Winker third, Leach fourth. Goins now up to fifth as Welch jumps to pit lane. Interesting that Welch went fuel only once again, knowing he's going to have to make one more stop before this is over. Going to try and utilize those tires then. I don't know if I would have necessarily gone that route. You could kind of go two ways as far as the strategy goes. You could do what Welch just did, pit for fuel now, and then save that last set of tires for the errant caution we could have. Or just run this tank of fuel out and bolt them on there at the end. But the problem is, with about a 34 lap window on fuel, he's not really going to get a full fuel run out of a new set of tires if he waits till the end of this tank load. My recommendation, at least as far as strategy goes, would be to almost short pit this stint so that you get the maximum benefit out of those tires on that final run. Again, it's hard to say because you don't know if the cautions are going to come out, if we're going to run green to the end or not. As Steve Letard always says, if you can tell me when the cautions are going to be falling, I can tell you exactly what to do the rest of the race. But the problem is we just don't know. So Welch running in the 11th position now, one lap down. Again, everybody else is going to need to make a pit stop eventually anyway as well. So as long as we stay green, he should get that back, no problem. But if we do get a yellow, he's the first truck one lap down, so he'd get the lucky dog either way. He'd be able to come back around and get back on the lead lap and still be in contention. But meanwhile, Josh Sisk is just checking out. 2.1 seconds now, the advantage over the rest of the field. And mind you, this is still on the old tires, the original set of tires that these guys started the race on. I don't think anybody has bolted on a new set of Goodyears just yet. So it's Sisk out front. Matt Sisler now running third. Winker runs third, but he looks like he's hungry for more. Connor Leach in the fourth spot, but Chris Goins now pressing for that position. Leach and Goins battling for the fourth spot. So we're just about the end of this fuel run. We're going to start to see more green flag stops. Say in the next couple of laps. Again, guys have been trying to save as well. Certainly plays a part. They might be able to stretch the fuel a couple of laps. Sisk running almost a quarter of a second a lap faster than anybody else. Skylar Harrod in pit lane, the 77. Brandy Coaching leaving his pit box. Harrod lines up his exit. And Harrod's going to take his tires now, so this is going to be interesting to watch. Fastest lap on the day for Harrod is a 23.95. His last lap was like a 34.48, which we can't really even look at that because that includes his time in the pits. But we'll see what kind of time he's laying down here when we get back running. Leader speed right now at 24.73. Which is just about 3/4 of a second slower than Harrod's fastest. Honestly, Joshua Sisk's fastest is only 100th quicker than that at 23.94. Sisler and Winker a little faster at 23.91, and Connor Leach fastest lap on the day of anybody at 23.89. Actually, I stand corrected. Ken Couch, though he is running 15th, has the best lap at a 23.85. Coaching having a moment off turn 4. Looks like he's going to get away with this cleanly. Take a quick look at it. Remember, he just left pit road, and yeah, just real loose on exit on cold tires. Holds the brake out of the corner. It sends them to the infield grass, and no one's concerned about that, so we don't throw the yellow. Skylar Harrod just had a moment as well, and the caution does come out. Harrod also just finishing up his pit stop. Let's let's see what happened. It's the same thing. Cold tires on exit. Herod goes around. Almost in the exact same way as Randy Coaching did just a lap prior. Remember, Coaching was leaving his pit box as Herod was coming in, but now we've got pit stops under the green flag. Josh Sisk, Matt Sisler, Kevin Winker, Leach, Goins, Roberts, and Shepard all going to come down and pit. Again, Welch, I think we'll get the lucky dog out of this, so he'll pit the next time by. Josh Sisk parks it in that number 1 pit stall. Teammate Connor Leach in the number 2 pit stall. Right sides for both drivers. Likely going to be 4. Only set of tires. They're going to wait until it really counts to bolt them on. So 4 tires and fuel for the race leaders. Zisler down and away. He's going to beat Leach out, but not quick enough to get Josh Sisk. Zisler went 4 tires, was a 10th quicker in the pit box. Connor Leach went 4 tires. He was a 10th quicker than Zisler. Pit stop times was Leach a 14:47, Sisler a 14:57, and Josh Sisk a 14:67. Vincent Short in the chat says, "We gotta love those cold tires." Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple guys out there that aren't really loving them. But now the top 2/3 of the field are going to be on cold, fresh Goodyears. It's an adjustment. Again, with only 1 set of tires, you've run the majority of this race on old rubber. It's hot, it's wore out, cords are probably starting to show. You got to drive the truck completely differently, and then you got to bolt on fresh tires, and your brain goes, "Oh, good, a set of stickers. I'm going to have all kinds of grip." Well, yeah, until they warm up, you're not going to have any grip. Skylar Herod and Randy Coaching experienced that firsthand. So it is an adjustment. So Winker looks like he stays. No, he didn't stay out. The top 2 drivers, Kevin Winker, Brian Shepard, they both pit, but they went fuel only. So they're still hanging on to a set of tires. Because right now, I don't know. It's going to be close on fuel. We've got 36 laps to go. I haven't been keeping real close track as to the furthest anybody's been able to go tonight, but 34 to 36 laps is about the maximum, but there's absolutely going to be some fuel savings to get there if you're going to try that method. Looks like Winker and Shepard are either banking on another caution to come out before this one's all said and done, with enough time to take full advantage of the tires. Otherwise, they're going to need to pit, I would say, in the next 5 to 10 green flag laps to bolt on those fresh Goodyears and take full advantage. We'll see. So we get the 1 to go. As we spoke about, Derek Welch back in the lead lap. He'll restart in the 9th position. Green back in the air. Winker hard on the throttle right off the jump. He gets gone. Sisk, though, very quickly on those new tires. Gets to the inside, takes over the 2nd spot. He'll likely have the lead out of 4. Sisk goes to the bottom in turn 3, gets alongside the 42 of Winker. Out of turn 4, as we expected, new tires supreme at the stripe. Sisk leads it. Sisler in the mix as well. He's going to try and sneak to the inside of the 6. Goes to the inside. Matt Sisler now to the top spot. Sisk battling back now to the bottom of the racetrack. Wants to take back that race lead. Knows that the longer this race goes, the harder it's going to be to complete the pass. Connor Leach, though, he gets the inside. We got a car off turn number 4, and the caution is back out. Skylar Harrod loses it yet again. Don't know if he had some help. We'll get a look at it here in a moment, but I think Winker is going to take this opportunity to get those tires. If he hasn't already burned them, I think that's probably going to be the best bet. But in the meantime, let's see what happened here to the 3. Yeah, he's right there where the banking transitions. And same thing again, just gets a little loose on exit. He tried to catch it early, but he overcorrects just a hair, lifts off the throttle, which unloads the rear tires. And it's so much easier to get the truck around at that point. Doesn't hit anything, doesn't get collected, just yet another lazy spin off of 4. I think that's the 4th one we've seen tonight from drivers, not just Skyler. We've seen it twice out of him, twice out of Darby. Happens to the best of us. These trucks are a handful. So let's keep an eye on Winker here. Let's see if he makes the move to pit lane. Doesn't look like it. Millet in the chat says, the new tire trucks. Oh, the trucks will be so fast they'll look like Carson Conway heading to the bar. If you know, you know. So interestingly enough, Winker and Shepard both, they stay out on the racetrack. Again, they did not put tires on at lap 87 when everybody came down and pit during the last caution. Unfortunately, iRacing doesn't provide me the data that I would need to find out if they burned a set earlier on. I don't think they did. But it would stand to reason that now is as good a time as any to come down and put those tires on. Knowing that you're definitely within the fuel window, you can put them on now, and regardless of cautions, you wouldn't need to stop again. So this is going to be a good little battle, I think. We got Matt Sisler, who's been fast all night. Connor Leach, who's led a bunch of laps in the early stages. He's clearly been fast. Josh Sisk, fast everywhere we go. In fact, he's won the first 2 races this season so far, trying to make it 3 in a row tonight. These 3 guys, Kevin Winker in the mix, Chris Goins there, running in the 5th spot. Any one of those guys can easily be a factor in this race and sneak in for a win. Feels like the pace car is making some extra laps here. I don't know if I'm just losing it. It's quite possible. Haven't gotten the one to go yet. Should see it the next time by. So lap 100, I expect, we'll get the green flag. It'll give us 26 laps to the finish, if you count that final lap, which we do. It's the most important one. Those of you watching out in the stream tonight, thank you, first of all. And if you haven't already done so, please like the stream. Click that notification button as well, that little bell that's on there on the screen that'll give you notifications every time we post a video or go live. 99% of the time, it's going to be going live. Once in a blue moon, if I get super bored, I might do a GIMP video for painting these trucks. More out of boredom than anything, but tell your friends. Again, hit that like button. Pushes the video out to a little bit wider audience. Get some fresh eyeballs on the channel, which of course we appreciate and love. But more importantly, get some fresh eyeballs on this league. Can definitely stand another 10 trucks out there for sure. I'm sure Kevin Grettenberger and Sean Roberts would certainly appreciate it. Speaking of Kevin, conspicuous by his absence this evening. New work schedule has got him traveling a bit, so unfortunately unable to make the race tonight. And here we go. I'm going to try this again here. Hopefully our final restart of the night. We'll see. Green flag in the air. It waves, and we're back racing from Iowa. 26 laps to go. Sisler gets the jump. Sisk has a good restart. Sticks it to the outside. To go. Sisler maintains the lead. Sisk working the middle to high lines here, trying to build a run. Might jump to the inside. In fact, here he goes. Now to the bottom of the racetrack. The 6 alongside the 93. Turns 3 and 4. Now Sisler will have the run off the corner. Might carry some of that speed through the dog leg here in the front stretch. Sisk maintains to the inside. Still side by side through 1 and 2. And Connor Leach coming into the picture. 3-truck battle for the race lead here at Iowa Speedway. Still side by side is the 93 and the Sisk. The 6. Man, I wish he'd pick a different number. Sisk can't complete the pass, though. Has to tuck back in. Switches lanes right away. Goes back to the middle top. Meanwhile, battle for the 4th position. Kevin Winker, Chris Goins. Goins in the number 41 Popple Pro. That yellow, black, and white and blue F-150. Winker up top in the 42. The 24 of Ernest King now in behind. Derek Welch was fast early on. Started in the 4th position. Now running in 8th. Trying to pick up some more positions before this one comes to a close. Slow truck on the bottom, Tim Darby. Not sure if Darby just didn't get it full and might be out of gas. Not sure. 3 wide at the start-finish line. Welch on the bottom, Winker up top, Shepard in the middle. Thought there was contact there. Shepard still on the bottom, in behind Derek Welch now. Welch gets clear, move him up into the 6th spot. He's picked up 2 in the last couple of laps. Darby looks like he's finally made it to pit lane. Meanwhile, back out front, Sisler still in charge. 2/10 the advantage on Josh Sisk. Last lap, Josh Sisk about a 10th faster than race leader Matt Sisler, but it's one thing to be quicker. Got to find a way to get around. This place is tough to pass. Track position matters. Wouldn't say it's a one-groove racetrack. There's different ways you can go about it, and almost contact between Sisler and the 6 machine. Sisler tried to shut the door. He did so, but it was close. Sisk backs off now, drives it deep into turn 3 yet again. Laps continuing to dwindle here at Iowa. Going to be 17 to go as we get back to start-finish. This might very well just come down to who makes the mistake first. Sisler's been pretty rock solid here tonight. So has Josh Sisk. Remember, Sisk had to go to the back here at the start. Again, win penalties in this series. Sisk has started off the season with 2 wins in a row. Is trying to make it 3 in a row, but Sisler trying to spoil that plan. We've got 15 laps remaining. Again, both drivers took their only set of tires here on this most recent pit stop at 87, and Sisk real loose off turn 2, gathers it back up. Really doesn't lose a whole lot of ground, if any, to the 93. We've seen that a couple of times tonight out of the 6. Sisler's got pace here tonight for sure. Sisk doing all he can to catch and pass the 93. Putting it all out on the table. Putting them up on the dash, as some would say. Now the question is, does Sisk use the bumper here to get around the 93 as the laps wind down? We know that Josh is going to have the pace. We saw him get by Sisler earlier on after trying for lap after lap after lap. Once he got clear, he was able to drive away. Now that was a lot later on in the run. The tires were significantly more worn than they are right now, but the question is, how hard is Sisler pushing right now to stay ahead of the 6? Same token, how hard is Josh pushing to try and pass the 93? We've seen it twice tonight where he's overdriven the truck just a hair on exit. He's able to hang on to it both times. Meanwhile, Derek Welch on pit lane for the final time. Tough break for the 1. Sisk with the run, now gets to the inside in turn 1. Side-by-side battle for the race lead. 10 laps to go. Sisk trying to take it away. Sisler carries the speed out of the corner, maintains the top spot. While this battle continues, we're watching the 71 of Connor Leach. He's rim riding around this place, way up top side on the racetrack. Keep an eye on him for later on. And later on is coming pretty quick. 8.5 to go. Sisler with the advantage still. What's really impressed me about Matt here tonight is he's shown an ability to change lanes top to bottom to middle, regardless of where the 6 wants to run. Sisler's been able to defend. But can he do it for another 7.5 laps? Derek Welch said his doorbell was ringing. Must be Zach Millett. Oh, that's usually knocking on the door. Well, either way, Derek, thanks for coming out and running tonight. Sisk back to the inside, slides up the track. Man, that was close. There might have been some incidental contact. Couldn't be any closer if there wasn't. Sun starting to peek out underneath the clouds here with 6 laps to go. Curious what this will do to the track temperature. Obviously, with the sun behind the clouds all race long, it's kept that track temp nice and cool, which means lots of grip. Now, racetrack bathed in sunshine, albeit late day sunshine. It's still going to add some heat to the track and the tires. A little loose on exit for Sisler. We've got 5 laps to go. Sisk is there, just waiting for the slightest mistake. Sisler up the track again. You see there, the bottom lane that Sisk is in versus the lane that Sisler is in. Bottom side's not as banked. And variable banking here, very similar to many racetracks like IRP, for instance. Sisk trying things differently. Now he's way up top. He'll have a run out of 4. This may set him up for a pass into 1, but I don't know if he's close enough to do it. 7/8 mile racetrack, not a lot of straightaway. Off turn number 2. 2.5 laps to go. Can Sisler close this in? Can he lock it down? Can he take the checkered flag? Or will Josh Sisk make it 3 in a row? Out of turn 4, they're side by side. Real loose is Sisk. Josh tried to get the power down on exit on the inside. Couldn't get it to stick. Less than 2 to go. Sisler still out in front. He's going to have to make that truck very wide because Sisk is there and fast. Just needs to find an answer to this riddle. And that riddle is the 93 of Matt Sisler. Off turn number 4. White flag in the air. Final lap from Iowa. Josh going to drive it way deep into 1 here. He gets to the inside. Sisler drops it down, pinches the 6th on the bottom. Off turn number 2. He's going to have one more crack at it. If I'm Sisler, you just keep doing what you've been doing. Drops it to the bottom now, closes the door. Sisk will have the run out of the corner, but it's not going to be enough. Sisler off turn number 4, checkered flag. He wins it at Iowa. Josh Sisk comes in 2nd. Connor Leach runs 3rd. Chris Goins 4th. Sean Roberts the top 5. Strong run. Sisler's going to be excited about this one, without a doubt. Josh Sisk is no slouch. He got it done. Matt Sisler parks it at start-finish after his celebratory burnouts. Great win for the 93. We're going to step out here, get a quick break out of the way, and we'll be back with our top 3 after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Signal I need to cut across 8 lane. None? I turn now. Good luck, everybody else.
Back at Iowa Speedway, race 3 of the LSR Truck Series in the books. Matt Sisler victorious. Qualified in the 6th position here today, but had a fast truck right out the gate. Didn't look back and drove it to the front of the field and never looked back. I'm sure he looked back. He had Josh Sisk out the rear view mirror, but was not going to give up that race lead. Sisler, it's Steve in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, Steve. How are you this evening, my friend?
I'm doing good, bud. Congratulations on the win here. You certainly earned it tonight. How much looking out the rear view and how much looking out the windshield? What had the most attention tonight? Was it the windshield or the rear view?
I mean, as the race wore on, with Caleb and Connor back there, it definitely was starting to become more like just enough looking forward to not crash and keeping an eye on where's the 6 and the 71. But I mean, credit to both of them. That was a great finish. I mean, I came so close as you broadcasted it. I came so close to an LSR win in the Drought Buster last year. So definitely decided after this win was going to celebrate because being that close that time. I was so worried those last few laps that I was going to slip and Caleb was going to get enough to where he could throw a slider in at me like I did to Connor early in the race. So, I mean, it was an absolutely incredible race right there at the end for everyone involved.
Well, you closed it out. You park it in victory lane here. A confirmed win, undisputed. They can't take it away. And you held off one of the best, the drivers that won the first 2 races of the season, Josh Sisk and Connor Leach. Both drivers no slouch by any means, and you held them off. What's the key to getting around this place? You seem to have it figured out. Even guys like the 6. We saw him a couple of times get the back of the truck loose and almost spun it out, managed to save it. He seemed a little bit faster, but you seem to be able to hold him off. What's the key to staying out front?
Like I told him, it was pretty much like I knew if he got to my outside, I knew he was a bit faster than me. So it was like I just had to carry that momentum on corner exit. Like if I could carry that momentum and he couldn't open the steering wheel all the way to get to the wall and allow that truck to naturally rotate and he had to keep it lower than he wanted, I knew I could keep him back there unless I hit the wall or something. And luckily we didn't hit the wall. And it was, early on, it was just a matter of keeping the tires on it. That's why I was running low and everybody else was up high. I was trying to save tires. We only had one set over the wall, which I was kind of shocked about, but it was just a matter of tire save early. And then at the end, just don't give the 6 the outside line. Don't give the outside line to the 6. Just hold your line and hopefully you can bring it home, and we did.
Well, it was nice to see. Congratulations yet again on the win. We look forward to next week, Watkins Glen International. 45 laps out at the Glen. How do you feel about your chances for another solid run there on the road course?
Well, I mean, last time, if I'm not mistaken, the last time we were there, I was there in an LSR truck race. I believe the only guy who beat me, and he beat me by almost the length of the track, but I was on the lead lap, was Zach Millett. So I like the chances. I love these. I love going to the Glen. It'll be an interesting challenge with the new aero packages for this truck. But Glen's always a fun challenge. It's my favorite road course on the service. So should be kind of an interesting challenge when we go there for sure.
Certainly looking forward to it, Matt. Again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
For obviously Steve, you guys, you and everybody at HBR TV and Track Bar Media, you guys do an awesome job with these races. Everybody at Lonestar for putting this series on again. It's great to have the LSR Truck Series back. That sponsor for our truck, that's Three Birdies Golf Company. My cousin-in-law John came on board a few weeks ago. We've been rushing to get logos and everything on trucks. I'm actually wearing one of his shirts right now. They actually surprisingly comfortable. So I wasn't sure how a golf polo would feel. I never had one before. So and everybody else, Celsius, my team manager, Lil Hooper from Lil Hooper Designs. Even though this is my design on the truck, this is my first ever truck design. He does all my stuff and he always does a great job. Sure, when he gets a scheme for me for this, he'll blow mine clean out of the water. But just and everybody watching me over on my Twitch, which tonight included that S4 guy. So my Twitch is twitch.tv/sysmoney_gaming. Everybody over there for tuning in.
Well, Matt, congratulations once again. Wish you the best of luck next week at the Glen. Maybe that truck will show up with a fresh win sticker above the door. Thanks for talking to us, man.
All right, appreciate it, Steve. You take care.
It's Matt Sisler, your race winner here from Iowa Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to our runner-up, Joshua Sisk. Did everything he could to try and reel in Sisler. He got there a number of times, got to the inside, but was never just able to complete that pass. Josh, it's Steve in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Josh, congratulations, man. A strong run. Great way to start the season. 2 wins and a runner-up, but I know you wanted to make it 3 in a row. What was the difference maker here tonight? Was it just track position?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had to race one before the yellows came. I had a 3-second lead and beating them 2/10 a lap, waiting on new tires, and then I kind of fell asleep there passing Winker on old tires and let him get underneath me and thought that I'd just let him go for a few laps, and another yellow, and I wanted the tire heat to build up, and just didn't work out.
Well, either way, it was a strong run. It was a good, clean battle here at the front of the field tonight between yourself and Matt Sisler. You come up a little short there with the second place, but next week we go to the Glen, and I know that's a place that you like to race at. You've got some road course background, and you're pretty quick at those places. How do you feel about your chances to pick up yet another win next week?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize there, I did race him pretty clean. I really didn't want to start from pit road at the Glen, so I didn't feel like putting the door to him. He was holding me up, and I could get down inside of him and get all the way level, but, just getting pinched on exit just hard, so I didn't want to put the door to him or the bumper to him. It's okay. It's only week 3, and not have to start in the back or from the pits at the Glen. That should be fun, but, I mean, be honest with you, I'm no Zach Millett. I'm pretty good at a road course, but Connor Leach is also in that race, and there's a lot of other guys that might be better than me. So I'm not sure about my chances. Hopefully we can just string another top 5 together and keep moving.
Looking forward to it for sure. Josh, again, congratulations. A strong run here tonight. Who do you want to shout out to?
Man, shout out to myself and the Sys Speed Shop. We've had a really rough week. We've been wrecked every week in the Xfinity Series. It's pretty annoying. It's all right, we're going to take a week off there thanks to the NTRL admins and my stupidity, so that's okay. Skunkworks Graphics, thanks for covering us tonight, HBR TV. That S4 guy in the chat for always saying something funny. We're going to the Sizzler Steakhouse for the after party in case you didn't see it. My teammates Skylar and Connor. And shout out to Nick Biddy, who's out at a lake house right now. He's really won the race because he didn't race and he's at the lake drinking beer.
Tough break for Nick Biddy.
Oh man, tough one for sure.
Josh, thanks for talking, man. We'll catch up next week.
Hey, appreciate it, bud.
Josh Sisk, your runner-up here at Iowa Next. Teammate Connor Leach, driver of the 71. Man, we have talked to this guy a bunch over the last week or so, whether it's this league, that league, or the other league. Either way, he's finishing top 3 just about every time we cover a race here at HBR TV. I think we got him here in the booth. Connor, it's Steve. You got us?
Hey, Steve. How the hell are you?
We're doing good, Connor. Congrats once again. A solid run here tonight. Put it outside front row next to your teammate. Led some laps early. Never really got back to that top spot later on in the run. What was the difference maker for you? Again, track position seemed important. I know we only had one set of tires, but what was really what you needed to get back towards that race lead?
Probably when the caution came out shortly after we pit, and I was kind of sleeping. I had a long day at work and not really paying attention to strategy, just kind of cruising along, turning left, and then all of a sudden all the guys behind me pit, and I was like, wait, can we make it if we... Oh, yeah, we can make it. Uh-oh. Yeah, well, I guess I'll come back in next time around and go to the back and see what we can do from there.
Well, it worked out, and still a top 3 finish. Nothing to shake a stick at, but next week we look forward to the Glen, and maybe you'll be in that one?
Yeah, I should be there for that one.
With that said, what's the strategy going into the Glen? 45 laps, half the distance of a full cup race. That one's going to be a little bit of a longer afternoon, but some strategy abound. There's going to be some hot shoes out there. I think you're one of them. What's the game plan for next week?
Do our best, keep tires under you, and try to go get a win.
Simplified, for sure. Connor Leach, third place finisher here tonight at Iowa. Connor, who do you want to thank before I let you go?
Skunkworks Graphics, Caleb, Skyler. We're missing Nick Biddy today. I think he's on vacation this week, but hopefully we'll see him back for the next race. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back up here in the broadcast room talking to you again, because it's always fun watching the show afterwards. And, yeah, I always watch the races after. You do such a good job with them. And yeah, thanks for Lonestar, these guys, for putting on the league. And hopefully we can get a little bit bigger turnout next time around. We're kind of hurting for cars right now, so hopefully the next race we can get some more in.
Tell your friends. Connor, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations again, and good luck at the Glen.
All right, thanks, Steve.
It's Connor Leach, your third-place finisher here at Iowa Speedway. That's going to wrap up the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Of course, let's take a look at our official race results. We talked to our top three: Matt Sisler, Joshua Sisk, Connor Leach. Fourth place was Chris Goins. Another late ad, comes in with no practice and puts it in the top 5. Sean Roberts was 5th. Ernest King, P6. 7th went to Brian Shepard. Michael Ziegler was 8th. Kevin Winker, 9th. Skylar Herod was 10th. 11th, Randy Coaching. 12th, Ken Couch. Tim Darby was 13th. Derek Welch finishes 14th after the doorbell rang. And David Hunter finishes in the 15th position, 40 laps down. Again, a little short field here tonight. That's okay. We'll hope to have a little bit more of a packed house next week at the Glen. Hopefully we got some maybe some road course ringers coming in. I know we've got Zach Millett for sure coming in, but he's going to be a full-time in-race reporter while we call the action live up here in the booth for us. So that'll be fun to watch, and maybe some guys from neighboring leagues like the Spark Truck Series. They ran the Glen here a couple of weeks ago and put on a great show. They'll be at a shorter race a couple of weeks ago, 29 laps to the 45 that will run next week with LSR. It's going to wrap it up for us here at Iowa. Again, I'm Steve Singer, congratulating Matt Sisler on his first win of the season. We'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks for watching.
Race control scoring has ended.